Tower.
Hey folks, and welcome back to Tower TV, and I am Wyatt here with Scott for Battletech! And so, what are we getting ourselves into? I have a mat with hexagons in front of me. I must warn you, I was horrible in geometry.
That's fine. Really, first off, hexagons are the bestagons.
Dang. Real facts.
Yeah.
And so, like, what all are we getting ourselves into in this video?
So, we're going to cover some of the basic, like, getting your feet wet, getting into the hobby of playing Battletech, and there are two general places to start, and that's either going to be the beginner box.
Like this?
Yep. That is the beginner box. Tower has these for $20.
Yep, $19.99 MSRP.
And you have two mechs in the box. You've got the Wolverine and the Griffin. The Griffin is unique to this box. There's no other way to get it. You also get some basic stat cards, a couple of punch-out standees, a playmat, and the basic rules. This gives you a pared-down introductory level rule set of the game, which means what you will see in the larger video, in the larger full-scale combat, is going to go over the head of some of the stuff in this box. The best bang for your buck, the absolute best bang for your buck out of the Battletech line of products is going to be a game of Armored Combat.
Ooh.
MSRPs,
wow.
Yeah, MSRPs at $59.99. Tower has these in stock, and they've been great about being consistent about ordering these whenever they're needed.
Oh yeah, we just got a huge restock in the other day, so we have more than just this. We have the expansions too in store.
Exactly. And that is a great way to move forward from either the beginner box or a game of Armored Combat. A game of Armored Combat includes not 2, but 8 mechs. 8 pre-assembled, fully ready to play mechs. You just need to prime them and paint them if you want to go that far. It also includes rules, some cards for optional play styles, a bit of a fiction to get you kind of primed on the lore, as well as a general understanding of what this depth is of this world that they've built. And I will reiterate, Battletech's been around for decades. It's older than me.
Really?
Yes.
You learn something new every day.
Yep. And it is coming back with a vengeance.
Oh, absolutely.
So you've got 8 mechs, everything you need to get ready to play, and this set is enough for 2 people to play.
Oh.
At a full Lance versus Lance. Or with the cardboard standees that are in there, it's also enough to play at a larger scale.
Yeah, so you like experiment with different models you may or may not have.
Exactly. And this is a very proxy-friendly game. You don't need to have the exact model, the exact variant, the exact loadouts. It's not like that.
Right.
And then from there, from either the beginner box or a game of Armored Combat, the clan invasion is the next step in the world. And that is when some of these very high-tech, very advanced weapons start hitting the battlefield under the control of a peculiar warrior caste system, and they're trying to take over the galaxy as we know it. And it's a whole lot of interesting, there's a whole lot of lore, but at the end of the day, we both know what we're in here for.
Yeah, we're in here for mechs, we're in here for robots, we're in here for
robots,
guns.
Explosions, guns, lasers, all kinds of craziness.
Oh yeah. And so we have the game mat, we have models, we have you and what's the other guy's name? I'm sorry, I'm horrible.
Sean.
Sean. We have Scott here. We have Sean. Are we about to play some Battletech?
We're about to play some Battletech.
Let's go play some Battletech, and let's go. So what do we all have here?
So right now we've got a Lance versus Star game of Battletech set up. We've got a Free Worlds League Anvil Lance. That's an assault lance with at least 2 sets of autocannons or missiles, as well as heavy armor throughout, versus
my Clan Wolf Beta Galaxy Star. It is a heavy striker cavalry star, consisting of, at minimum, 3 mechs of 60 tons, no mechs below 40 tons. 2 of the mechs have to be striker or skirmishers. What I've got here is kind of one of the heavier sides, so to sling out some damage from range.
All right, and so like for all this organizational stuff, we have you saying a bunch of words. We have you saying a bunch of words. So like, where is all of this noted? Because like striker class, heavies, weights, because like I highly doubt those are 40 tons. The table is still standing. So like where is all of this info listed? And like what are all these sheets? They look like character sheets.
These are basically character sheets. These are the record sheets for the individual mechs. This has the tech base, production year, which is of course set in the far-flung future because we've got robots. The tonnage, so this here is a Thunderbolt weighing 65 tons. We've got its speed, its armament, its armor, and what happens when it gets hit behind that armor.
So there's like a huge damage table.
Oh yeah. Anytime something hits, we actually roll to see where it's going to end up. I've got a lot of charts printed out here just so they're easy to reference.
All right then, so a whole bunch of goodies. Is this the same over there?
Correct, yes. Same information. You've got the type of the mech along with its variant, because a lot of the clan mechs actually have variations of their mechs because of technology base that they hold over the inner sphere. But it's identical. Nothing's changed. I've got the same charts, just different names.
Also, I appreciate the Battletech mask.
Thank you very much. Straight from Catalyst Game Labs.
All right, so how do we get this show on the road? Is it like a roll for initiative or something?
Yes, indeed. So,
hey.
counter to what most games do, you don't roll to go first, you roll to go second. And the reason for that is each mech moves individually. And the tactical knowledge of where everything else is on the board is so valuable that moving after your opponent is a privilege. And we're going to have to roll off for that. So it's a 2d6 roll.
What?
And I have lost, which means I have to move first.
So we had a 7. Wait, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 9.
Oh, so high roll is the one that goes first or second?
Second.
Ah.
We'll go second, so.
We're playing dice golf, kind of.
A little bit. In fact, if you notice, there's a bunch of pluses on these sheets.
Ooh.
Pluses are bad.
Oh no, I like big
Hit
numbers.
modifiers are bad.
Yeah, anytime a number goes up, that just means they're harder to hit.
I mean, that sounds good.
Well, it's when it makes your opponent harder to hit that it's not.
That's fair.
So, I have to go first, and if you notice, there is an imbalance here. So, if it was just I move, you move, then the clan mechs would always have the last move. The way they balance that is once there are twice as many mechs on one side as there are on another, the opponent has to move twice. Whichever force is larger has to keep that balance.
All right then.
So,
And the reason for the imbalance is, again, because of the faction base. So because he's inner sphere, a typical formation or lance of inner sphere mechs consists of 4 mechs, whereas a clan, being smarter, uses a tactical system based off number 5. So their star is 5 mechs against the 4.
All right then. And I also noticed that this board is a lot smaller than our usual wargaming table.
yes,
Does that help the games go faster at all?
So, because we're using a smaller board, we are going to wind up in gun range almost immediately. And that will make the game go a lot faster. We've only got 17 hexes across. And I'm sorry, do you have any guns that are... Oh, wow, I've got guns that are almost going to be in medium range when we walk on the board. I mean, some of the longer range weapons
Not me.
will go out to 23 hexes.
I do go out to 25 on some of my weapons, but
Yeah.
those are longer range, which makes it a harder hit. Does make it a harder hit, so.
So let's get this party started!
All right. So I have to make the first move. I have to pick one of my mechs to walk onto the board. Rather than deploying individual mechs, it's actually treated as if they are walking on. I've just knocked this awesome move.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, this awesome has just volunteered to go first. So I have a walking speed of 3 and a running speed of 5, and I want to get into position as soon as possible. So I'm going to walk on. 1, 2. Light terrain increases the movement point cost to enter this, the hex. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get in.
Okay, and so there's always like the little numbers and levels and whatnot.
Yeah, so level 1 is going to be waist height on a mech. Level 2 is above the head, which means it will block line of sight. Light and heavy forests. And then I believe we just have, and we do have some rough terrain scattered throughout.
And so this board is pretty much to recreate a topographical map, I believe it's called?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yep, you'll wind up with topographical maps. There are actually some people out there who have gone through and meticulously detailed real-world satellite maps to their topography. Important part of keeping the board state clean is marking what's moved and how far they've moved. So I walked 1, 2, 3 hexes. That means I'm using the black die for running, sorry.
And so we have the 3 different colored die, like you mentioned.
Yep.
And so what is the purpose of all 3 of the different colors?
So when a mech moves, you place a die behind them to indicate that they moved, how far they moved, and how they moved. In this case, I moved 3 hexes. That's going to give me a +1 to my target numbers. That's going to make me harder to hit. I'm using a black die because I ran. That's going to indicate that I'm going to take a penalty on my shots, and the die behind it means it's moved. This means we can keep track of the board state even if we have to go walk away from the game, come back, or if we get caught up in a conversation and forget which models have moved yet.
Mm-hmm. And so does it need to be red, white, and black, or is it just any 3 colored die?
Any 3 color die will work. However, the game does recommend using white, black, and red. White walked, black ran, red jumped.
All right, so what is your game plan?
My plan is, I have a lot of long-range weaponry. I've got 4 PPCs on this awesome.
PPC?
Particle projection cannon. Imagine
Oh
a gun
my.
that fires ball lightning. In fact, I have 4 PPCs here, and here are PPC here, 2 more over here, and then this one is running some long-range missiles as well as this Battlemaster.
And is there a place that maps out what everything is on the sheet?
So the rulebook will actually lay out what's on the sheet. And if we want to look, the ERPPC is down here in the weapons and equipment. It's located on the right arm of the Battlemaster. And it can go out to 23 hexes at its longest range.
Oh my.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, this board is only going to be 17 hexes across. We are playing at danger close. You can play it with larger maps, you can put multiple map sheets together, but for the sake of getting right into the heat of the combat, we're starting a little close for comfort.
And let there be carnage. And so you only move 1 dude at a time?
Yes.
Sure.
Yep, each
So-
player moves 1 mech, then it passes over
It'll
to
pass
the next
over to
player.
me. So what I'll be doing is actually, as we talked about earlier, I'll be moving 2 mechs because I'm already got the advantage on the numbers. So to make it even for turn-based, I'm going to have to move 2 of my locations. One of the things I talked about too is I made a heavy cavalry and striker star. What that allows me to do is I get a bonus ability. So in that bonus ability, as long as I have at minimum 3 of my mechs remaining, I get a perk called Speed Demon. Speed Demon allows 1 extra MP running movement point as long as I do not fire or do any kind of physical damage, which I'm going to invoke on my mechs now. So I will be bringing out 2 of my mechs, the first one being the Hellbringer or Loki Prime. I'm going to have him run in so I can use that Speed Demon perk, which traditionally his running is an 8 movement point. However, I get that 1 extra, so I'm going to be running with 9. So counting it up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And if you notice, you counted an extra point to turn.
Correct.
Mechs move in straight lines. If they need to change their facing, it counts as a move.
It takes up a movement point, correct. So that's my first mech that I will be moving.
All right, and so we've got a run there,
Yep.
and you moved
8 hexes.
8 hexes. All right, that's going to be a black
Plus
3.
Black 3. So as you discussed, black 3. There we go.
And what does the numbers do?
So if I'm trying to target his Loki with one of my shots, I have to add 3 to his target number, which means I got to roll higher on 2d6 to be able to hit.
And then for my second, we'll go ahead and follow up with my Thor Prime. I will have him actually jump into the battlefield, so I have the option to jump. So we can get those dice kind of demonstrated here. So I can jump into any terrain. No elevation change matters. I don't have to count for going up or down terrain, and I can place the facing however I want. So I have a jump movement of 5, so I'm allowed to jump 5 hexes in. So for him, I will count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Using a red dice. will drop in.
It's going to be a red 2.
Red 2.
And just for the sake of keeping the numbers clean, because he jumped, he gets a +1, so that's going to go up to a red 3.
Red.
And so all this movement is making them harder to hit?
Exactly.
Correct.
The more you move on your turn, the harder you are to hit.
Does that also make it harder to shoot?
Yes. If I ran, any target number I'm generating to try to hit somebody else goes up by 2. That Thor that jumped, anything it's trying to hit is 3 points harder to hit now. So it's a balancing act between moving enough to be hard to hit, but moving in a way that lets you have a good shot at hitting.
And once we get into the actual attack phase, there's actually a good mnemonic that you can use called Gator. Helps to kind of explain how to do your math, but we'll get into that during the attack phase.
All right, and so 4 phases. Is it like move, attack, whatnot?
Yes, there's the movement, the ranged weapons phase, the physical phase, heat phase, and then there is the cleanup phase.
Yeah.
And cleanup phase is when things like deciding if your mech's going to shut down, falling over, ejecting ammunition because you don't want to explode, things like that. So we've got 2 mechs moved. I'm going to go ahead and position myself here. So we'll go ahead and get the Marauder in. And as you noticed, he's moving rather briskly. I have nothing that moves very fast in my set. And 2, 3. That'll give me a decent line. So I'll go 1, 2 to get up a level. 3, 4, 5, and 6 will get me into this level 2 light. So I'm running again. 1, 2, 3 hexes moved. It's a black 1.
I'm going to follow up with my Mad Dog. I'll actually have him walk in, simply because I don't want to get him outside of the terrain that I have to my advantage. So what I'll do is I'll walk him in 1, 2, 3 hexes, and I'll stop right behind this level 1 terrain with a +1 white die.
And so do you guys trade movements and then attack phases? So it's
Yes,
like
indeed.
move, that's fuzzy. Click. There we go. All right, so we have like move, and then attack, and whatnot?
So it's declaring attacks, but all the attacks resolve simultaneously. So if my Gauss rifle lands true and knocks the head off of one of his mechs during a shooting phase, all of his rounds are still in the air. Every missile fired out of that mech is still going to land. So it's possible for mechs to completely trade 1 for 1 on kills.
That sounds painful, but also beautiful.
It is wonderful.
As a 40K player, I can appreciate painted bits of plastic smacking the absolute crap out of each other in my
I love it
mind.
so much. And just for reference, while he's getting Speed Demon, I am getting an ability called Sandblaster. Rather than focusing on making sure my stuff hits, I'm just going to go for a quantity over quality approach. So anytime I'm firing missiles, I'm actually going to get a large bonus to how many missiles are hitting. When you fire a cluster weapon, a spread weapon, something like a cloud of 15 missiles, you actually roll to see how many of them land, even if you hit.
Run in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn him, so it's 8, 9, 10. Because he has the Speed Demon effect, I do get the +1. His normal run is a 9.
Mm-hmm.
However, I get the +1, so it's a 10. And that will end his phase. He ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes, which, if I remember correctly, should be a +3 on black.
All right, and I'm walking my Thunderbolt up. Because I moved, I am still going to have to put a die behind him, but I'm not going far enough to get a bonus. We've been using, for anytime you walk and don't get a bonus, we've been using a 5, just because there is no mech at all that can walk far enough to get a 5. That's 18 to 24 hexes of movement. No mech does that.
But what if it wants to be super speed demon-y?
There's a way to do it, but it requires running. And it's hilarious when you put down a black 5 and your opponent just kind of blue screens. Like, what?
It's like, what just happened?
How did that locust get behind everything I own?
How did this 7-ton machine fly across an entire board? That's a great question, John.
20 tons of lasering you in the back.
Woohoo!
Yeah, everyone around here knows to pay attention to the locust when it's on the board and there's an objective to shoot.
Yep, so we've had movement done, movement done.
Movement is
Complete
done.
movement, yep.
So we are now going to go into the firing phase.
So one thing I would like to annotate, and this is definitely within the rules, a lot of people don't realize. So a lot of the models, as you can see, I do have some licensed CGL from the box, from the Kickstarter. I also have some 3D printed. It's totally fine and totally legal for gameplay. A lot of people on those 3Ds, and even with CGL, they like to have that torso twist, because the mechs can twist it to a certain degree. The key thing to realize is where the front of the mech is, which does matter in firing, is the position the legs are facing. The leg direction always determines the facing of the mech. Even if the mech looks like it's twisting this way or this way, if the legs are straight, that's where it's facing.
So like there's directional shooting, which is where the movement comes in handy.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I've gone ahead and marked
It's
the
big
fronts
brain time.
on mine, so we know where they're facing, because sometimes the pose can be a little confusing.
So like when he shoot, he is currently trying to shoot me.
Where is that mech facing?
This way.
All right.
He faces this way.
So he's facing off of his left leg.
However, for the pose, it looks like this. But the correct, because as you can see, the upper torso is coming off of the corner of the hex. That's not a viable front. You always, all the facing movements are based off of the side of the hex. So the legs determine which way he's actually facing.
And so you're going off that leg.
Yes, indeed.
Production value. That leg. Yeah. Topped it. Yeah. Fat fingers.
Not have the expensive lens. That sounds like a great way to not have a good lens anymore.
Mood. It's okay. I can replace it someday over the rainbow.
All right, so this is the part where things get a little quiet when we're mentally working out what we're going to do. There's going to be a lot of counting. It's an open information game. And, yep, I'm in a light there and a light here, open terrain and open terrain. So one of the tricks of the trade here is hex geometry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 hexes to this, to that, and 9 hexes to this from here.
What's all the writing?
I am jotting down what my attacks are going to be so that I can declare them out in order.
So this is one of the things I was discussing about earlier was the that mnemonic that we use in the game to kind of help understand how the values go. So it's called Gator. There's like a gator down in Florida. Calculate your gunnery skill. Each pilot has a gunnery and a piloting skill. Each mech warrior, should I say, has a piloting number and a gunnery skill. So the first part is the gunnery skill. Whatever your gunnery level is, for example, all of mine are 4 5s. So that means all of mine have a gunnery of 4 and a piloting of 5. So for that gunnery skill, so the G stands for gunnery. So I calculate automatically a 4. Then it's the attacker movement, as he was talking about. So I'm the attacker. So my movement was a run. So I know, for example, this Hellbringer here, he ran. So it's a +2.
No.
So the next one is the target movement. So the target movement is where you look at the pips on the die. So I'm targeting his awesome, which is over there, has a 1. So I know that's going to be a 1.
So like a 1 to hit?
It gets calculated into it, yes.
So I've gone ahead and calculated out the Battle Master. It's firing an ERPPC at 10 hexes. I walked, and I've got a gunnery skill of 3. So I've got my baseline of 3, plus 1 for having walked, plus 3 from the opponent, plus, let's see, ERPPC is at medium range. That's going to be a +2, so it's a 9 to hit.
And so you roll 2d6.
Correct. So I need a 2d6 result of 9 or higher to hit.
And so the mathematical goes add your die regardless of color or including the color.
Use the color of the die to determine what you add from yours.
Okay.
So I walked. So white is 1.
And then black is 2.
Black is 2. Red is 3.
Okay. And then we are adding his as well.
Oh. The number on your opponent's.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, I have miscalculated slightly.
Uh-oh.
It happens.
Tutorial video? How dare you?
So we'll go ahead and lay these out with some dice. So I walked. That's 1. I've got my gunnery. That's 3. My opponent's got a 3. That's 3. I'm at medium range. That's 2. And then there is 1 point of forest in the line of fire. And the way intervening terrain is calculated is you take the straightest path, and if it's iffy between 2 possible options, the defender chooses. So it's almost always going to be
The
worst
one,
option.
yep, the path of most resistance.
Exactly. So I need 11 to hit.
On 2d6.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard shot, but
It is possible.
exactly. The Awesome's going to have an interesting time of it. So I've got 1 piece of forest. So I've got a gunnery skill of 2 on this Awesome. So 2 plus 2 for running, plus 3 from the opponent, plus the 1 point of forest, plus the range band I'm in, which is in the medium range, because I'm at 9 hexes out. And as you can see, I'm firing a lot of the same weapon. So medium range, I walked 1, 2, 3, and medium range.
Alright, so we've got everything moved, and now we're about to blow some stuff up.
Yep, for the
Blow
sake
it.
of brevity, we've gone ahead and we calculated all of our shots. We're going to go ahead and run through it. What do you have?
So my first mech that I'll be firing the Nova
Oh no.
here, straight into the Thunderbolt back there.
That's
I'm going to fire 6 ER medium lasers for a total of 9.
6 lasers.
6 lasers.
Oh
the,
no.
the
So
Nova has that name for a reason.
he has a total of 12, but I'm only firing 6 for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first laser, I need 9s.
Alright.
That's a miss. That's a miss.
Nope.
That's a miss. He is not a good pilot.
That's
That is
one.
a hit.
Nope.
That is a miss. And the last laser he'll be firing
No.
is a miss. So he gets 1 hit. So I'll go ahead and roll for damage. This is going to actually be in his right arm. Correct me
Yes.
if I'm wrong. This
So,
does look like interior arm.
You are in front of my corner. No, you're in the front arc.
All right. I am in your front arc. You're correct.
Yep.
So, for the sake here, damage location,
To the 8, that's left torso, taking 7.
correct. 7 damage into his left torso.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's not that I was looking at his sheet, it's that the weapons are consistent profiles. A clan ER medium does 7 damage. It doesn't matter what it's on, where it is, it's a clan ER medium, it's doing 7. Just like an LRM-15 is firing 15 missiles at a set range. So we're going to go over to my Battlemaster. My Battlemaster is firing everything but the machine guns and the 2 rear-mounted medium lasers, because some mechs have guns on the back. I'm not going to try to explain this.
Why would they ever need guns on the back? Or is
Because-
that for a part 2?
Well, if somebody's behind you and you need to take a shot, you can shoot things that are behind you. All right, so I need, let's see, a 7 to hit with the ERPPC, and that's the Battlemaster, firing at the Loki. So 7 to hit, that is a no. 9 to hit on the medium lasers. That's, nope. Nope. 2 more. Nope, and nope, and then the SRM-6 also needing a 9. No. Battlemaster is sad.
Sad Battlemaster.
Next.
Okay, so my next mech that I'll be firing is going to be the Mad Dog. He's going to be firing into the Marauder, or as you aptly named him, Green Bean.
Green Bean!
So let's turn him into a casserole. So I'm going to be firing an LRM-20 as well as 2 ER large lasers Both needing 10s, so we'll start with the other 20.
Poor green bean.
And a 10,
Nope.
miss. And then the 2 medium lasers, or large lasers, needing 10s as well.
I'm not seeing
And
any
a nope,
hits.
and a no.
All right.
So, misfire.
Green bean is safe.
Green bean's gonna get a
You
shot.
go, green bean.
Awesome is going to fire all of the cannon at this little guy here. What's this mech?
This is the Storm Crow.
Storm Crow. All right. I am needing 8s to hit. Oh boy. Number 1, no. 2, yes.
He's gonna feel that.
3, yes.
He's gonna really feel that.
I have 3 hits.
He's definitely gonna feel that because he is a medium mech.
Oh dear.
He is not gonna like that.
All right. So the first one to the 6. That's going to be right torso. Second one to the 9. That's going to be
And these are regular PPCs, correct?
regular PPCs, 10 damage apiece. That's going to be left leg. And the third one, hey, guess what I rolled? Snake Eyes.
Snake eyes. Very
So that is a center torso hit.
Yep.
And this is what's called a through armor critical. This is the reason why Battletech is awesome. I haven't cleared through his armor yet. I get to roll a critical chance. That's a 10.
Yes. So
So
that
that's
actually
crit?
means
That is
two.
not just a crit, that is 2 crits.
he gets 2 crits on him.
What? Point me to the wisdom.
Let me locate it. It's been a while since I've looked at this specific chart. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Determining critical hits table.
Yeah.
So on a roll, I rolled a 10, I get 2 critical hit locations.
Ow.
First crit.
And you might want to get an eye on that sheet to see what kind of damage I'm doing. So, there are 12 locations in the center torso to potentially damage. I roll 1d6 to determine if I'm in the upper track or the lower track. I'm going to be in the upper track. That is mostly engines and gyros.
Yes.
I'm hitting location 2. That's going to be an engine hit.
That is an XL fusion engine hit.
All right, second one. Upper track. Gyro. 5.
And so you're marking those off on the sheet
Yes.
for him?
Yep.
I am. He hit my mech. Yes. So I'm marking it off on my mech because he died. He is about to die.
Uh-oh.
So
A
that
gyro
is
hit is going to cause an immediate piloting check.
correct. And if I remember correctly, it should be a plus.
Gyro
Gyro
hit
hit is a +3.
plus you took 20 or more damage. That's going to be a +4.
Correct. So it's an immediate one. So I need to roll a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or higher.
9 or higher.
He is not a happy camper. So he falls down.
He's going to fall down at the end of the phase. We'll go ahead and complete the phase.
So I will mark him as full.
Mechs falling over is usually going to lead to accommodative errors. All right, what's your next shot?
So my next shot is actually going to be my Hellbringer, or as he likes to call it, the Loki. That's their spear name. So he's actually going to be firing into the same mech, the Green Bean, or Marauder.
Green bean!
He's going to be firing both of his ERPPCs. Both of these need 8s. So we'll go ahead and fire both of those for the sake of speed.
Don't you kill the green bean? Nope.
Neither one hits. The Loki, or the Hellbringer is not having a great day.
Yeah.
It'll be on to you.
All right, well, the green bean's going to take its shot, and part of what's keeping this match relatively balanced as far as points are concerned is his mechs have a higher technology base, my mechs have better pilots, and that is keeping us about even on total score. Which means my Marauder, with a crack shot at the helm, needs 3s to hit the Loki. With the RPPCs, number 1 hits, number 2 misses, and the Gauss rifle hits. ERPPC going to the 9. That's going to be left leg. Yes, left leg.
Left leg. How much damage is that again?
ERPPC is 15.
15 damage. Okay, took off all the armor.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 10. It's 15 heat.
Okay, did not take off all the armor.
Good.
He lives. Live.
I don't know which mech it is.
But live.
That's
Which
this
one?
one here.
Live.
Oh, we'll see. The Gauss rifle now.
Gauss rifle is going to the left torso.
which is crit.
And that
How
one
much
is
damage?
15 damage.
That one is 15 damage. So that actually, you went inward.
Alright, and that's going to go up to armor first.
Correct.
And so there's 2 charts?
Yeah, so once you're done with the armor, it goes internal. Once you cleared the internal, that section is destroyed. And if you've got extra damage, it flows inward. So arms and legs to the side torso to center torso. And as part of losing that side torso, any weapons mounted there, any equipment mounted there, and any weapons mounted on the arm,
Yeah, the arm is basically gone as well.
yep, are gone.
So I come over here on my chart where my equipment's located for ease, and I just mark off, for example, everything in the left arm and everything in the left torso. So I have lost a PPC, a targeting computer, an active probe, my ECM suite, and all 3 of my medium lasers. They are gone.
Yep. Alright, and that's the Marauder, or the Green Beam. Green Beam is
Okay.
carved into you a little bit.
Move back into
He's
the
a ferocious queen.
my summoner. My summoner is going to fight the Battlemaster. He's going to fire at him with a LRM-15 and an ERPPC, needing 10s. With any luck. And we'll do the LRM-15, needing the 10. Miss. We'll come in here for the ERPPC, also needing a 10, also a miss.
Alright, flip over to the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is firing its ER large, the ER large laser, and the LRM-15 at the Hellbringer. Whereas the Clanners like to fight 1 mech versus 1 mech, Intersphere doesn't play by those rules.
Uh-oh.
And because the clan knows what it's dealing with, they're not going to play by those rules anyway. They're not going to handicap themselves just for the sake of honor. Alright, so I need a 6 to hit with the LRM-15. No. And with the ER large, that is going to hit. Location, center torso.
How much damage, please?
ER large is 8 damage.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you've gone internal, 7 and 8.
So because I've done any damage to an internal structure, I roll a crit. I get a crit
1 crit.
with an 8. On center torso, we're going on the lower track, item number 4.
That is XL Fusion Engine.
Oof. For every engine hit, a mech bleeds additional heat into its systems. Because these are plasma fusion engines, and any damage to them causes the containment to go a little fuzzy. Okay.
My next, I believe this should be my final.
Yeah.
Yep, is my Stomp Pro down here.
Oh no. This has every potential
gonna
to cause me some pain.
Fire an LRM-20 and that's it. Into the Battlemaster. Needing 9.
Let's see a 9. That's a
That
9.
is a 9. So, we get into cluster weapons.
So the first thing I have to ask, is that an Artemis enabled?
That is not an Artemis enabled.
Good.
Hmm.
Artemis is a fire control system. It basically means that you are more accurate with missiles. And the reason why that would matter is because I have an electronic countermeasure on my Awesome, which creates a bubble of, no, you don't have Artemis.
Okay. So, we hit. Congratulations. So, their LRM systems are based in multiples of 5. LRM 5s, 10s, 15s, and 20s. And this is actually like that. It fires 5 missiles, 10 missiles, 15, and 20, so on and so on. What we have here is now we got to roll for cluster hits. Okay, so we're going to roll 2d6, as it says here. And we're going to determine how many missiles are going to hit. So we know our weapon size is an LRM-20. So we're going to go ahead and roll here. And I hit with, so I rolled an 8. So coming down here, we rolled an 8 on an LRM-20. We're going to hit him with 12 missiles. The other thing about this is that it's grouped in multiples of 5. So each missile in and of itself does 1 damage. So because I hit him with 12, we calculate it by 5. So it'll be 5 damage, then 5 damage, then 2 damage. And exactly that. That 5 has to hit for location, the next 5 has to hit for location, and then the 2 has to hit for location. So that's exactly what we're going to do now.
Yep.
So the first 5,
That's against the
location-wise,
Battlemaster?
against the Battlemaster.
Wonderful. And that's going to be my left arc. You are behind.
It is left arc, correct. So the first 5 damage is going to go into
Head.
12, into his head, which is an automatic
That is a pilot hit.
Pilot
And
hit.
the consciousness roll that I'm gonna have to make.
Consciousness.
Yeah, if your pilot gets any kind of damage, there's a chance they get KO'd by the feedback. Because I took 5 damage to the head, I have to roll. Luckily, I only need to roll a 3 or higher, and I'm okay.
So the
It only
next
gets worse
5
from there.
damage will be located into 5 on the left arc.
That's gonna be my left arm.
5 damage. And the last 2.
If you get a headshot again, I'm gonna be real happy. By happy, I mean sad. I'm gonna be happy because it's gonna be demonstrating. Okay,
No,
that's fine.
it's
Sad. It's
7.
gonna be left
So
torso.
his left torso takes 2 damage.
Happy for content, not happy for gameplay.
Happy for content. Honestly, I just like seeing headshots happen. I don't care if it's my mechs or your mechs. It's real funny when a mech gets its head kicked off because you got close. Actually happened. Actually cost me a game.
Oh, jeez. Speaking of headshots, don't you got a sweet shirt on, my dude?
I absolutely do. I have Clan Wolf for representing Clan Wolf. As you guessed, I'm a Clan Wolf fanatic.
I never would have guessed.
And on the back for the hoodie, Clan Wolf. Did you guess? And just to rep it, we've got that battle.
Oh, that's That's gnarly. All right, back to the game.
All right.
That's
Advertising for Battletech.
Woo!
All right.
Please help.
Didn't take too much. You took some hits.
I sure did.
I think
Yeah.
you have some piloting rolls.
So
You got
I have
one neck
a
falling
lot.
over
I got one
already.
neck falling over. So let's
Yeah,
start
that's some
now.
punishment.
Let's start with our Hellbringer because he definitely took some beatings. He's only 2 of my mechs really need chips, but my Hellbringer's first. So he's going to need a 6.
Yep.
So come on, you know what? We're going to use our wolf die.
Do it. Roll 6.
6 or better.
By the power.
6 or
That's
better.
good.
There we go. So he's fine. However, we're moving down to our.
And we already
4.
rolled that one, so he's fallen.
He is falling. We know for a fact he is falling.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to roll for directional fall. So that is a 1d6. So on here on our cool little cut sheet, sorry for the gloss again. So facing after fall table, we roll a 1d6, and then we're going to determine which way he falls and where he takes his damage. Now, the way the damage is, correct me if I'm wrong, is you a 1/10 of his weight
Yep.
for whatever location he falls into. Since he is a 55-ton mech, that is 5.5, you round up, so it'll actually be 6 points of damage.
Yep.
So, location is 3, so he's going to fall 2 hex sides to his right. So I'm gonna turn him twice to the right. So 1, 2, and he falls onto his right side, taking 6 damage. Okay, we're just gonna lay him down like that because his arms don't like to.
That's fine.
We know he's on his right side. So he takes 6 damage. Now I've got to roll for location.
Yep, and it's fired as if he's taking a hit from the right arc.
Right
And
arc.
it is split into 5-point clusters.
It
so
is. So 5.
on the right arc is going to be location right arm,
Right arm. So yep, 5 damage to his right arm.
and then 1 point.
1 point of damage. Please make it interesting. Is a 3-armor crit as he fell onto his right torso.
Oh my. There are salvos flying. There are gorgeous minis on the table. Nicely done, by the way. I gotta credit you on that. And so we have even more stuff, but as we mentioned for these boxes at the beginning of the video, these are all grayscale, right?
Yeah, they all start bare plastic, no primer, no paint. It starts at a baseline. They are assembled for you.
Mm-hmm. And so to a little bit elaborate on that, whenever we are talking for like a miniature wargaming or anything on that note, not only is it a game that you play, it is also a hobby you pursue. So if you want to bring in some of the supplies over here,
Yeah. So
yeah, we got some
we got
primer.
some primer, some basic paints,
Yeah.
a good brush set.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, this will get a lot of work done.
Oh, absolutely, can confirm. Some Citadel paints.
Some
Yeah,
metallics.
Iron Warriors.
I do like the Citadel metallics for a lot of cases. If you want to go a little more advanced, Scale 75 does have some really interesting metallic lines.
Yeah, before we get too far, let's actually help them
Yeah.
get a grasp.
Yeah. So your basic process for getting a miniature in a Battletech box from in the box to on the table looking good, you're going to want to prime it.
Yep.
Either a Vallejo, which is a brush-on or airbrush primer.
Mhm.
If you are new to hobby, you might not have an airbrush, and I would recommend taking it slow. Don't dive into a $400 investment in airbrushes.
No.
That's not for everyone. That's not for most people.
Nope.
A light, thin coat, you just want to get a baseline.
Yep. Because all primer is meant to do is hold the paint. That is it. Now, Citadel and Army Painter do have lines where they have like full range of colors.
Yes.
So like you can have primer that is bright red, you can have bright blue. For my Chaos Marines for 40k, I primed them in chaotic red. So it's like that deep crimson kind of color.
And if you were going to go with one of the factions in the Inner Sphere in Battletech is House Steiner. And they like their blues, they like their whites. So if you were to prime in a strong, vivid blue and then build up the white, or to not have to deal with the silliness of painting white over anything, prime it in white or a gray. I would recommend a gray over a white personally, just because you get a little more room to highlight. And then building up that blue. The Free Worlds League, the mechs that I'm playing, they do like their purples. So if you were to prime, I base coat mine, I prime it and then I cover it completely in Vallejo Hexed Lichen, which is one of my favorite purples.
Yep, and that'll be on screen here with the mech that he painted with that paint. Boom! I guess is the way to put it, is boom!
Boom, indeed.
Boom, I guess is one way to put it.
It's one way to put it. I mean, that one's not going to get blown up tonight, I don't think, because it's not on the board, but...
You know, it's all good.
It's been blown up a couple times already.
Yeah, that always happens. And so for getting into these hobbying supplies, please don't be like too concerned, too worried about it. For a Christmas gift, you can probably get this full kit for like what, about under $50? So like beginner box, paintbrush set right here for $16.50. You have a detail brush, you have a regiment, which is like your standard do-it-all, and then a small dry brush.
Yeah.
And then a few lines of paints. You will get a full like hobby kit set up and sent to a loved one or a family member for about under $50. And if you do that on towerofgames.com and use the coupon code TOWERTV, all caps, you get $5 off any purchase of $25 or more, and we can ship anywhere in the US.
Which is a fantastic deal.
Absolutely. And so feel free to also send us a Facebook message. I will have our Facebook linked in this video, so feel free to click on that. And then you can actually contact us here in the store in Virginia Beach. We also have a location in Newport News, so we are more than happy to answer any of your questions. I myself am also a miniature wargamer. Granted, I'm not fully into Battletech because I honestly just haven't gotten that far yet. My bank account only stretches so far.
Yeah, I will chime in there. Battletech is one of the lower costs to get in.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like this starter box, $20.
Yeah, $20 gets you 2 mechs. Game of Armored Combat at $60. I'd compare that value to even something as incredible as the Indomitus box.
Just about, yeah, for like the equivalence between the two games.
Oh, very much so. This is 2 players ready to go. Indomitus is 2 players ready to go. And I will admit, I had a moment of weakness and almost bought the Indomitus box. I don't even play 40k. Those sculpts are pretty.
We have 10 boxes of Indomitus left in store. We do indeed. With Battle Forces coming in on the way, we might actually have a few ready to go out on release day coming soon.
And the only way to make that deal better is with, again, Tower TV.
Tower TV is the coupon code, guys, because we want to thank you for sitting and participating with us, as well as to help us bring you more content. That coupon code goes beyond just the savings for you guys. That gives us support, so we know that we are doing the right thing and helping to bring content to you guys. So use that code, and I'll be here same time, same channel.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know what? That's enough jibber jabbering out of us. Let's get back to the game. Boom!
So now, because everything crits, it counts towards crit, I now have to roll crit on my own mech for falling, because he is a rookie pilot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So, roll for crit. Do you roll for crit or do I roll for crit?
It's your shot. It's your damage choice. You get to roll.
I will hopefully not roll myself into oblivion. I did not roll for crit, so I did not meet the crit requirements, so he's fine. Nothing crits on his right side.
Yay!
There have been, when I say comedy of errors, these are stories about my mechs failing miserably. I had a Shadowhawk, a 55-ton mech, fall over, crit its gyro, try to stand up, fail, fall over, and blow its entire left leg off.
And my opponent here, I have in the past piloted an awesome.
Dizzy.
The pilot's name is Dizzy. I have since then taken that call sign. Originally it was Warden, and I've decided to change it to Dizzy. I think she has fallen. Well, every time I play Scott here, I think I have fallen in every match, and we have played about 6 or 7 matches.
Yeah, I think
So one of my mechs usually falls.
I think my Black Knight cold cocked her in the face once, and she was done. She was done with that match.
Because he is very good at getting into my gyros. And as we saw, and in the case of this one, it automatically rolls into a pilot.
The dice and minis do indeed have minds of their own.
They tell their own story. All right.
So he does not need to take a. Okay.
You do have to make a seatbelt check because you fell over.
I do have to do, which is
A seatbelt check.
It's a piloting check with
It's just
all the
pilot check
modifiers,
flash.
the same modifiers that you had to beat.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's a 9 to not get. It's a check to make sure you don't bang your head against the console on the way down.
I promise I can drive, officer.
I apologize to every clan player that is watching this. These are clan pilots at a 4-5. Typical clan pilots don't get to wear anything resembling clan colors until they're at least a 3-4. And yeah, it's a bit of a crapshoot.
Oh.
So rolling for 9. He is hurting.
Yeah, that is an immediate wound to the
Immediate
pilot
wound to the pilot,
and a consciousness check.
which is a 3.
Yep, so not
Oh,
snakes.
is this, wait, where's the pilot thing?
So all this is your warrior data. So this is the actual mech warrior itself. This is the gunnery skill, as I explained earlier. So he's a 4. His piloting skill is a 5. So then this basically takes how many hits. So if he gets to 6 hits, he dies. And each time he takes a hit, you have to roll for consciousness, and that is basically what you got to roll right there.
Oh.
3, 5. So I need to roll a 3 or higher in order for him not to go unconscious. If he goes unconscious,
It's going to be a bad
it's
time.
gonna be bad. He is
We're
fine.
good. We're good.
I rolled an 11. We're good.
We're good.
It'd probably be good to save that roll for later, though.
Absolutely, probably would be. Like at his execution.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Yeah.
he's not coming home.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. I promise we'll get you home, okay? We'll get you home with some eggnog. It's gonna be great. Okay, buddy. Just hold on a minute.
Oh dear. As long as Green Bean doesn't pay attention to him, he's going to be fine.
Right. I mean, that's a pretty sick gun he's got on his head.
Oh yeah, that is the Gauss rifle.
That's a green bean with an attitude.
Yeah, that is a Green Bean rocking some cayenne pepper.
It's gonna have this poster. It's gonna be like, I'm hungry now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Get home, make some green bean casserole, because why not?
Oh dear. All right. And I believe that ends the turn.
So in the round.
So we'll go ahead and clear dice.
And we are on to round 3.
Round 3, so we'll roll initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no, I'm moving first. All right, so I'm gonna put Sandblaster back on these guys. I have to declare who's getting that every turn just because of my Anvil Lance.
Sandblaster?
Sandblaster at. Let me pull this up. I had to write it down. So at short range, that cluster hits table, I roll it a +4. Medium range +3, long range +2. I'm hitting with a lot of missiles.
Alright.
It is the entire reason why I picked the mechs I did. I was like, I get Sandblaster, I get to just missile barrage people.
And so Sandblaster is like the actual gun?
So Sandblaster is an ability. Some pilots will end up with special abilities like Speed Demon, Sandblaster, or Cluster Hitter, which is more about landing an aim shot and instead of hitting in 5-point spreads, hitting everything in one location. But I just like hitting with a lot of missiles. Sometimes you crit, and sometimes you bonk them on the noggin. And to keep track of it, the Awesome here is running a little hot. He's up to a 6, which means the Awesome has faced the first penalty, which is a -1 to movement points. That is such a tragedy. I'm just not... Whatever will I do? A white 6 is electing to stand still. I gain no benefit defensively, but I'm also taking no penalties offensively. I am going all in on firing all the lasers.
All the lasers!
Oh, very much so.
Alright. Let's try to get the Stormcrow to stand back up.
Alrighty. Are you
It's
going
your time, buddy.
So to stand up, you decide if you're going to be using your walking or your running movement.
We'll be using our running movement.
Okay? And it costs 2 movement points to attempt to stand.
Correction, I'll use my walking.
These are
I'll
walking.
use my walking. He has 6 walking, so that's 3 attempts to stand up.
Yep. And you have to roll your piloting check. You have a gyro hit. That means the target number is 8.
Correct. 8 or higher to stand up. And if he doesn't stand up, the comedy ensues. We will edit in the video.
Oh, yes.
He stands up.
He stands up.
Rejoice. And I get to choose the direction that he faces as he stands. So he is going to actually raise back up. Hallelujah. That cost me 2 of my movement MP. And I chose to walk. So now I can move 4, essentially 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So he walked 3 hexes.
Okay.
And he is hurting. He is hurting a lot.
All right. So if you haven't caught on already, these are my 2 mechs in the sniper role. They are extremely proficient at long range, and they're not very mobile. So the way I play them is I find a nice spot for them to sit, and they stay there.
Yeah.
It's a little on the lame side, but everything's already in range. I don't need to get closer.
I mean, it's a big shooty game.
It's a big shooty
And
game.
whereas I am playing a lot more of the skirmisher and striker roles, so a lot of my guys have a lot speedier, and if they get in range, they do a exorbitant amount more damage
Oh yes.
amongst all my mechs. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to get around flank, hit his backside, his right.
Yeah,
arm,
that
flank
Nova is going to get in, and it's
And,
going to destroy my Thunderbolt if it can get a full
Yes.
salvo off.
So that's kind of the role I play here in this match. Okay. Now I've got to move my next. I think I will move the Mad Dog.
Now you've got 4 left to move,
No, the Mad Dog. I do have 4 left to move.
which means you are moving 2. I've got 2 remaining.
Okay. So I'll be moving 2 mechs. So I will go ahead and do my Mad Dog.
Yep.
Who actually is quite a lot more heat. So I'm actually losing 2 movement points on him.
Oh boy.
And he is not a speed demon. So we will run with him, which takes him down to a 6. Normally he's an 8 in this variation. I think all variations, but we're going to have to move a 6. So we're trying to go up in elevation. So we're going into a hex, that's +1. We're going up in elevation, that's another. And we're going into light terrain, that's another. So that's going to eat up 3 of his movement points. That's 4. 5, 6. Because we're going down in elevation. So he has moved 1, 2, 3. He has ran. So he gets a black 1. And now I'm going to move my next mech. And my next mech, for the sake of entertainment, will be the Hellrider.
Yeah.
To which, if I remember correctly, before I go any further, he has just a fusion engine. Okay. You almost hit ammo. Here.
Oof.
You almost hit ammo.
Yeah, luckily you've got case.
Um,
Ammo hits cause all of the ammo to deal
have case.
any amount of damage it would have done.
he has case
to
in
the
his center
location.
torso.
Oh no, any clan mech has case in a location that's got ammo.
It's to the center torso. It would have destroyed.
Oh god!
Everything.
Oh
It would have destroyed everything.
no!
1, 2, 3. So I'll allow him to explain the case as far as clan tech goes. Essentially, I'll explain it. Essentially, what it does is it compartmentalizes the ammunition. Because ammunition hits and crit and ammo, it does damage for each remaining round that you have. Because you're supposed to keep tally of each shot you fire. And it's a certain amount of damage based off the weapon, I believe, is how it
Yeah,
calculates.
it deals damage equal to how many shots it could have fired, as if all of them had hit.
Traditionally, if it's in like a inner sphere mech, say it's in the torso, it'll blow out the internals of the torso and move it inwards. However, clans have this technology called case, which compartmentalizes it. So if the ammo is in that specific torso, the damage contains that torso, even if you have spillover damage. This mech, however, his case and his ammo is located in his center torso, where literally his entire engine is located. So it would have still blown up the engine and the gyros and killed the mech regardless.
Yeah, loss of center torso, loss of head,
Or-
or 3 points of damage to the engine, and 2 points to the gyros will cripple a mech.
I mean, he would have lost a lot more weight than I have this winter.
Oh yeah.
He will walk up 3.
I'm okay with this.
Oh,
I have to be okay with this.
he's my older mech.
Don't worry, Green Bean got this. Ain't that right, buddy?
Oh, Green Bean's.
about
Green Bean's gonna be doing
He's-
some.
He's lucky that he took out the lasers in this hand one by PPCs, because this would hurt regardless.
Oh yeah. blood in the water. 1, 2. That's good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. That'll do. So move in just enough to get some positioning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, maybe 6. Like that. No, that would block line of sight. Nah, there's fine. I'll put the dice down.
So, I'm going to do my summoner. It is a 5/8/5. And we will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So he walks.
1.
So, we're about to see, you haven't moved your last guy yet. So I have one more movement. And then you're going to see the tactical advantage here. So, he has to move, since I won the initiative, I get to move the last mech.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
That gives, all his guys will have moved. That gives me one final movement. And as you can see, my guy here has not moved. He's placed his final movement. So what I'm going to try to do is get into his rear arc, so that way I can hopefully not get fired and destroy his entire rear armor. Because the rear armor is weaker. Bottom line, the rear armor on a mech is a lot weaker and easier to penetrate. So that is the end state here.
And what's the game plan on this side?
So I have, if you can see, I've done a lot of not moving because I have realized that this guy is sitting at 7 hexes away, which is an ideal range for me. I'm moving the Battlemaster in. I'm going to try to take out, the 2 damaged mechs as quickly as I can. And once that happens, I can start using that momentum to carry me towards winning, because any weapon I take off the board means it can't possibly do damage to me. It's an attrition game in a lot of ways. The more damage I take, the more likely I am to lose my ability to deal damage. And that is going to be...
Alright.
Are we to shoot?
We are to shoot.
Shoot!
Shoot!
Shoot! Shoot!
Shoot! Shoot!
Alright.
Round 3. So I had to move first, so I have to declare shots first. We're going to start with the Battlemaster. There is something directly in front of the Battlemaster. It must die.
Yes. Who is in front of that master?
This Thor. That's the summoner.
Summoner, Prime, and Clan Speed.
Oh wow. So Thor's the name, Summoner is the dude?
So no. When the clans invaded from out in the periphery of the known and inhabited galaxy, nobody knew what the heck these mechs were, so they just kind of named them. And then the clans, having built these mechs, had already named them in the first place. So a clan mech has 2 names. It has the actual correct name, and then there's the name the clans gave it. I have just made every clan player very angry. The correct name is Mad Cat.
I declare Vetchal.
I know nothing, so I cannot confirm nor deny.
This right here is a Timberwolf. Unless you're an Inner Sphere player, then it's a Mad Cat. The Mad Cat or Timberwolf is one of the iconic figurehead mechs of Battletech. It is one of the most easily recognizable alongside the Atlas.
I would like to state I do not appreciate you putting Mad Cat before Timberwolf. It is Timberwolf before Mad Cat. We all know this. Kerensky was right. Alright. Here we go.
Lore dump role playing aside, the Battlemaster is going to blow up the Summoner.
Roll it!
I
Roll
need
it, explodies!
5s. Medium laser hits. Medium laser number 2 is going to hit, so I've got 2 hits. Medium laser number 3 hits. Number 4 hits. And the SRM 6 hits. And the ERPPC, for good measure, hits.
Oh my lord.
I am hitting with a lot of things. Okay, we will start with the ERPPC for damage. ERPPC to the front, this is a 10 damage. Source to the 9, that is going to be the left leg. Medium lasers, 5, right leg. Each one will do 5 damage. Medium laser number 2,
Whoa.
3. That is going to be right arm. Medium laser number 3. Right leg. Medium laser number 4. Left torso. And that's all of my medium lasers. Now for the SRM-6. This is a cluster weapon. So I'm going to roll on the cluster hits table using the chart for 6. I've got a 10. But I'm a sandblaster. That's going all the way up to full 6.
Uh-oh.
And short-range missiles fire in packs of 1, each one doing 2 damage. So 2 damage to the right arm. Right arm. Left arm. Center torso. Center torso crit chance. Right torso.
Okay. Roll for crit.
And crit chance.
Yeah.
We have no crit.
No crit.
It was a 7 on the die. So no crits there. That is a lot of blasting coming out of it.
Alright. So, I will go ahead and return fire with the same mech into the same mech. So my summoner is going to fire into his Battlemaster with everything it's got, needing 5s.
Oh dear.
So the LRM-15, needing 5s,
And as a quick aside,
is going to hit.
long-range missiles at this range normally don't work that well unless you're using a clan mech. They just get to shoot them.
Yes, they do. Alright, so the LRM-15's hit. Now we got the ERPPC, also needing 5s. That hits. And now I've got the LB-10X.
Oh dear.
Slug ammo. So with the LB-10Xs, it's kind of, you get 2 choices. You got to choose before the match what kind of ammo you're going to usually get. Cluster, or you get, which is basically a shotgun, or you get a slug, which is exactly as it sounds, a slug. Up to that amount of damage. So it's a 10 grade, so it does 10 damage. I'm choosing slug ammo, so we're going to go for 10 damage. Correct. Also hits. So everything hits into the Battlemaster. So we'll start with that LB-10X. We're going to go for location. This front arc, 10 damage into the center
Center
torso.
torso. Cool. Taken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
I am using a clan ERPPC, so I am going to roll for that. That is 5 more damage than what his can do.
Yep. 15 damage.
With no. Yep. So location, 15 damage is 5.
That's going to be my right leg.
Okay. And then the LRM-15. Rolling for
11, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
So, LRM-15, we're going to go ahead, like we talked about the LRM-20, this LRM-15, we're going to roll for clusters. So, I got 6, on an LRM-15. That is going to be 9 missiles. So again, pods of 5. First 5 location is going to be 3.
That's going to be my right arm.
And then 4 damage going into 4.
That's right arm.
Alright.
That's not too bad.
It's a
It's an
solid
assault
pile
mech.
of hits. I'm taking, I've got an 85-ton pile of metal and death. So that's a lot of punishment that would have caused a lot of pain for any of my other lighter mechs, like my Thunderbolt, which is the
Okay.
I'm running a lot of assault mechs. I've got 2 assault mechs, 2 heavy mechs. I'm running a lot of armor.
It's time for some heavy artillery.
Yeah, speaking of heavy artillery, how do you like 4 ball lightning shots into that there summoner?
Go ahead.
Also needing 5s. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. No. And number 4. Yes.
Thank you for assisting and putting the dice closer to the camera.
All right. Location. Location number 1. Oh boy.
That's the head, correct?
Yes, that is 10 damage to the head.
Yes, it is.
That is a crit chance, to the head. That is no crit.
So,
Boxcars into boxcars is instant death. All right, location number 2. I am sorry. What we have just done is we've gone from one end of the chart of dealing damage to the head to the other end of the chart, hitting the center torso and having a crit chance. Each of those is a 1 in 36 chance event. Battletech's gonna Battletech.
Dice gonna dice, bro.
Damage.
I already did my head damage.
Pilot.
Oh, the pilot. Yeah, that's right.
Dice gonna dice, bro.
Dice gonna dice.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just a 5, right?
You've only taken one head hit, so it's just the one.
One consciousness check.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, not snakes. You're good.
And she's unconscious.
No, 3 or better.
No, Oh, I'm on the wrong mech.
Yeah, we're on the summoner here. We're on the summoner.
I rolled the wrong mech. So he does take a hit.
We're good. We're
You
not.
gotta meet it or beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so
Crit chance.
crit chance. No crit. And the final hit. Center torso. Okay, we've actually hit all 3 points on the chart here. We've gone to the bottom end, the top end, and the middle. That's deeply amusing to me.
Balanced diet, dice edition.
Yeah, I mean these are machined aluminum precision dice.
Your rebuttal set.
Okay, so I will go ahead and take the Stormcrow, which is our little guy here. And he's going to fire into the Battlemaster.
That one?
Yeah,
Correct.
this guy here with the big gun.
Pink, pink,
So-
pink.
Rolling in here, we're going to fire at him with the 2 Streak SRM6s, needing 7s. Okay? The beautiful thing about the Streak SRM6, if I hit here, let's see. So we need 7s. We can go into that detail here in a second. That is a hit and a miss. So, the beautiful thing about the Streak SRM6s is that as long as 1 missile hits, all of them hit. So he's going to take a full 12 damage from that mech for 1.
Yep.
And then now we're going to go ahead and fire LM20, also needing 5.
Ooh,
That is a hit.
that's a hit.
Now we're going to go ahead and hit him with 4 medium pulse lasers, needing 7s.
And you're including the pulse bonus, right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, the pulse bonus is a...
Plus -1 of the target number, if I recall correctly.
If I remember correctly, okay. So then no, I was not counting for that. So then I would...
I got no clue.
Pulse lasers pulse lasers are an upgrade to lasers. It cuts their range down, increases their heat for no additional damage, but it does mean they hit more accurately.
Ah.
Okay, so I do apologize here.
I can cut this out.
Okay,
I have the power of editing.
beautiful.
Oh
They
yeah,
only see what I let them.
It's not on there.
that's not in here.
It might be.
Just saying. No, it's pulse laser right here. -2 target number.
-2, so he needs 5s.
Yep.
So range is basically taken out. So 5s. Okay, so here's
Yeah.
the first one.
Pulse lasers are very good.
Hits. Next one is a hit.
Oh boy.
Borrow these here.
Oh, feel free.
Next one is a hit. Now this mech is probably going to in fact, this mech is going to overheat. I already know it is. But it's okay. Because
It did its job.
He did what he needed to do as a striker, so into an assault mech. So all the pulse lasers hit. So here we go. Pretty much everything I fired at him hit except for 1 Streak SRM6. So we'll knock that Streak SRM6. Again, we kind of rolled 6 die.
You sure you want to start with the streak?
We're not starting the Streak. We're going to start actually with the LRM20. Yep. Always.
I'd go pulse first.
Yeah.
So there's one little bit of optimization to do with the way you handle your damage. You want to hit with the heaviest damaging weapons first, and then anything that's going to shotgun across the mech after, because that increases your chances of hitting internals. And 4 damage to my internals from a single cluster of missiles, that's 1 crit roll.
Oh, yeah.
2 SRMs hitting me for 2 damage apiece for 4 damage, that's 2 crit rolls.
Oh, here we go.
So we'll start with those pulse lasers. That's going to go to the
7
9.
damage to the 9.
Left leg,
7 damage to 8.
left torso,
7 damage to center torso. 7 damage to 5.
right leg.
Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and hit him with the LRM20s.
Yep.
So we're going for cluster. How many clusters are going to hit? Ouch.
Bare minimum,
Right.
that is 6 missiles.
6 missiles, because I rolled snake eyes.
Sadness.
That's,
The way the game is written, though, low rolls are sometimes good, they're sometimes bad.
there's 5. 5 damage on the 5.
Okay, that's going to be my right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to go a crit chance on my right leg.
This mech is not having a time.
Oh god, it's not having a good time at all.
No, roll a 7.
Okay,
And then 1 damage into
the
11.
9, Oh, that's the
nine.
Yeah, 9. That's left leg. Okay, taken.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and get into our SRM 6. So we gotta roll each one. So
Yep.
first SRM 6, 2 damage into 6.
6. Cool. Taken.
2 damage into
8. Taken.
2 damage into
Taken.
2 damage into
Taken.
and 2 damage into 2 more to go.
Taken.
5.
Oh, that's a crit chance.
Good chance. Alright.
Yeah.
That is a crit. That's 2 crits.
That's 2 crits. That's 2 crits on my leg.
His leg.
Okay, cool. Give me 2 d6s, rerolling 5s or 6s.
Okay, so the first
So I'm
one.
taking crits to my leg here.
There we go.
This is only going to end in sadness for me.
3.
That is my lower leg actuator.
And then my next one is 4.
That is the foot. Okay.
He's hobbling now. And then the last SRM 6 that I still owe
I thought you missed with the.
is a streak.
Oh.
So I only fired 5 pods. I have one more SRM 6 to do.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah. Ow.
And that's a 5.
That's another crit chance. And that is why I said do the streaks last. Because streaks like to
that's
crit.
an 11. That's a 10. 10 again.
That is the hip and the upper leg. That is.
Oh, that was. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only 2 other locations.
Very well. I'll just get 3.
So that has just, with very little actual internal damage, hobbled the leg.
So your mech is almost having a peg leg here real soon.
Oh, yeah. It's. Imagine being dead-legged and Charlie-horsed at the same time that you stubbed your toe. Like your pinky toe on the corner of a desk.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, that's what's
That is,
happening to this Battle Master.
For the record, that is an automatic fall.
Oh, very much so.
So,
Yeah, this mech is going down.
So shall hilarity ensue once again.
Very much so.
and it'll be a +5 on your piloting skill
Uh-huh.
to avoid damage to the mech warrior.
Yeah, and this mech warrior has already taken a head hit, so,
He's gonna have a rough day.
yeah. All right, so the Awesome's fired.
So-
Let's
Let me.
hop over to the green bean here.
Green bean!
I need some green bean in my life to get over the absolute thrashing that has been done to this Battle Master. All right, green bean is going to take some shots at the Hellbringer. Oh dear.
we have a face. What's
Nothing.
happening with the face?
The heat on the Stormcrow is gonna be a little.
It's going to be fun.
It's not bad though. At the heat phase, I will have to avoid a shutdown now.
You also have to avoid an ammo explosion.
No, just the shutdown.
Oh, good. There's a chance you cook off the ammo if you get too hot. It just ends. There's so many things that can end poorly. All right, so we'll start with the. Oh dear. We'll start with the medium pulse lasers. I need to roll a 1 to hit.
Okay. Automatic hit.
Yeah. So 2 medium pulse lasers are just going to hit. ERPPCs, not snakes, number 1. And number 2, wow. This is the second time I've done that. And the Gauss Rifle hits. All right, locations. We're going to do the Gauss Rifle
This
first.
is the Hellbringer, correct?
Yep. Center torso, 15.
That is it's gonna be a crit.
Crit chance, okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Damn, you're not feeling good.
Crit chance, no crit.
Okay. No more center torso.
ERPPC, 4. That's going to be right arm.
Round 10.
10.
Got 1 arm.
And the medium pulses are doing 6 each. First medium pulse, 3. That is right arm.
How much damage?
6.
All right, go ahead and roll for crit.
Crit chance, no crit. And the final medium pulse, same location.
And I blew his arm off. Yep, blew the arm off completely.
Okay.
So clean
Yeah,
off.
that's no arm.
No
left.
arms, missing a torso. His center torso is pretty much. He's fighting.
He's having a bad
He
day.
he is earning that glory and honor
And
today.
which mech is getting all this?
So that would be my Hellbringer, right here, and doing what I designed him to do, which is run up the gauntlet and strike everybody.
All right, now for the Thunderbolt.
Into the same mech, right?
Yeah, same mech. If you don't mind jumping over just to finish off my side.
Go ahead, please.
All right. Same numbers to roll. We've got LRM 15 and ER large. We'll start with ER large. That is very hit. LRM 15, also very hit. All right. ER large laser. Location.
You have killed the mech.
We have our first mech kill.
Mech kill.
Woo!
He does get the shots back, but he is.
He does still get to fire all of his
I
shots.
don't know if I'm down here. Oh, he's not. For the sake.
Wow.
Technically, you have to roll for location where he fell, but that's not an important factor considering he's dead.
It's just for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
It is very much for dramatic effect. And we don't have to worry about any of the LRM shots, even though it's a sandblaster and would have just bleh. We are not worried about that. So that is all of my shooting. You still have a couple things to fire, don't you?
We have a few shots to fire. So we'll go ahead for the sake of it. We'll get the Hellbringer done.
All right.
He was firing at the same mech, so he's going to go ahead and do that. He
Fire
does
up
shots.
the green bean
He
there.
was firing at green bean, so
Oh
let's
boy.
go ahead
Green
and get
bean!
a couple shots. So he's going to hit a streak SRM6, needing an 8.
I enjoy how this is caught on so quickly.
Oh, yeah, no, you pick a fun
He
name for
misses
that.
with the streak.
No, I'm
And
writing
then
it right now.
his ERPPC, also needing an 8. That one misses as well, so the mech is officially dead.
There we
He
go.
served his
It's
purpose.
officially the green bean.
He served his
Yes.
purpose. All right.
This is the green bean.
I will find a sticker of a green bean and I will put it under the base.
The Mad Dog.
Right there, right there.
Right there.
Just a little picture of a green bean.
The Mad Dog is going to fire into the Battlemaster with his LRM-20s, needing a 10.
This Battlemaster's gonna have a bad time.
Miss.
All right.
So he's doing fine so far. He's done. The Summoner has already fired.
Yep.
He did all the damage.
I believe we have a Nova.
Stormcrow. We have the Nova. So the Nova. The Nova.
The Nova?
The Nova.
The
The
Nova.
Star die all over here.
Meow.
He needs 6 to
Go
hit.
zoom in.
Basically.
And for fun,
For funsies?
we're going to wind up shutting him down. In the aspect of, I'm going to fire all my lasers at him.
Oh,
all 12 of my medium lasers, which require 6s to hit. An alpha strike with a Nova is never a good thing because it's a guaranteed shutdown in the end. Here we go. So, let's go ahead and first one. Hits.
And we need 6 to hit.
I need 6 to hit.
All right.
Miss. Hit. Hit.
Very.
That's boxcars.
Hit.
4.
That'll be 5 of them have hit. Let's see. So I fired his one arm. So that's 6 of them so far. So now we got 6 more. That is a miss. That is a hit. That is a hit. I need more dice if possible. If you got kind of
I'm tracking how many you've got hits.
I got a whole tray of
Mine
dice
hits.
right over there in that whole tower.
Oh yeah.
Alright, next one. Hit.
Okay, that's 7.
Buy your little fine dice over there.
Yeah,
This will
let's roll the good dice.
This will finish off the Noah. That is a hit. We'll add
I'm
another
so
number of your dice
sorry.
I'm not.
That
This
is a hit.
amazing.
there. And the final one is a miss.
Okay.
Alright. So essentially we're going to be dumping in how much damage there? So we got what?
10
10
hits.
times 7. So 70 total damage is going into that Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolt has a total of 206 armor. It is possible I walk out of this happy.
Okay. So here we
All
go.
to my right.
So let's
arc.
go first location, right arc. 7
Okay.
damage to 3.
Taken.
7 damage to 5.
5 taken.
To the 9.
4, 6, 7, 9. Left torso taken. 7,
6.
6. Okay.
That's to the 8.
8. Okay. Taken.
That's to the 5.
Okay. Taken.
That's to the 11.
Taken.
That's to the 6.
Okay.
That's to the 5.
Okay.
Come on, go to the head.
Crit chance.
Crit chance. Go ahead and roll for crit real quick. Nope. And then the last, come here, is going to go to the 3.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let me just
Poor
finish
child.
marking this up. This mech was almost completely clean. Now it's all marked up and sad.
Oh no.
We will go ahead.
Came out like a vet. Also, I appreciate the fountain pen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you poke at like just how fancy that is? A man of culture, indeed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaned
Very
up.
much so like my fountain
He
pens.
is done.
I
He has done. Back to the graveyard with you.
Yep.
So,
graveyard.
I believe I still owe you a shutdown potential.
Yes, you do.
So he needs to dissipate. So
Oh, yeah.
he fired 4, 8, 24, 30, plus 5, so 35, dissipates 20, so leaves him at 15. At 14, I have to do a potential shutdown. So I need to avoid on 4 plus. So
Yep.
he does not shut down. He is fine.
All right, I need to determine where this Battlemaster is falling. 5, facing after a fall, is 2 hex sides left. 1, 2, and falls on its left side. I am 85 tons. That is 9 points of damage. First 5 go to the head. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Crit chance. That is a crit.
Yes, it is. On the lower half.
No. No, it's what happens when any of my mechs get crit in the head. I roll a 3.
Which is?
Cockpit.
So he crushed his cockpit. Killing the
So-
pilot instantly.
This Battlemaster, having been hit in the right leg, not even blowing up the right leg, just cripples it enough that it falls over and hits something hard enough to crush the cockpit, killing the pilot instantly.
So this homie just gone.
This homie just gone. Look at all these dots that aren't marked yet.
Yeah, he's still pretty clean. No.
Sad face.
I gotta focus on the sadness. Gotta focus on the sadness.
And that's how quickly a game of Battletech can turn. Yes, I've done a lot of damage. I had to do a lot of concentrated fire to take out one of his mechs. But
The power of physics is on the side of the skirmishers.
exactly. It's, even though it looked very much so like it was going to turn one-sided, my heaviest mech is now gone.
So my Nova.
So 2 mechs have gone down, 1 from each side.
Yeah.
Find out if the Nova overheats, shuts down. 8 or better. The Nova makes it. He does not shut down.
Oh boy.
He is hot. That pilot is incredibly hot inside. He's okay.
Disco Inferno, right?
Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
Disco Light of Death.
So, we've each lost a mech.
Reset. I think everything is reset at this point.
And that is the end of round 3, right?
Round
Yeah.
3 complete.
Alright. We will see you guys back for a interview portion.
Yep.
And so that is just a little bit of what this game is able to offer you guys as both a game that you can play on the tabletop and as a hobby for you and your friends. Parents, if you are looking for things for your kids or family members to do over COVID as we go into possibly another wave incoming, feel free to look into a few of the products, and Tower of Games' inventory does not stop there. As mentioned, we have Indomitus and Games Workshop product, Citadel Paint Supplies, Army Painter, we have Bolt Action. Ooh, excuse me. We have Dungeons and Dragons. We have a whole library of Dungeons and Dragons. We have an entire wall of board games, literally just a showcase of what we have for you guys. And if you want to get your hands on any of this language, there you go. Please visit us at towerofgames.com. You will have access to our locations if you want to browse Magic singles, GW models, board games, paint supplies, party games, whatever it may be. And if you use that coupon code TOWERTV, all caps, you will get $5 off, and you will let us know that you are enjoying what you are seeing. I can't stress enough how useful that code is for us.
It's incredibly good. as a
Absolutely.
discount. Just
And with that, that about wraps it. But before we leave, let us know what you guys want to see. Maybe I should go dig up our old Conflict 47 video that we made a while back.
yeah, you bring it up.
Oh yeah, bring up some Warlord games. That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
That was actually one of our best ones. I actually was looking up a lot of statistics for it. I was so confused. I was like, why are a lot of our viewers from the United Kingdom? I was very excited, but I was so confused. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, they do have a bigger push for that historical gaming across
Really?
the pond. Yeah, it's a little more involved out there.
Huh.
But Conflict 47, that's the one that's a little more retrofuturistic.
Yeah, it's like World War II if it continued.
Okay.
And so it's like you have, what if the Germans got more into this supernatural side of things? What if the
Okay.
Americans' industry pushed even farther in the industrial
Okay.
war machine? What if the Japanese got a little bit more for their troops and their infantry and whatnot? And it's literally just developing these concepts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Conflict. Bolt Action is the World War II game. Like, you are literally playing armies in World War II. And, before we go into this is a whole other video. Just let us know if you guys want to see it, and I will have it up here on our next
Definitely.
rotation. And stay tuned, same time, same channel, same week, and you will see us next time. Bye!
Goodbye.
Yeah!
Tower.